Hello YouTube, I'm a dog. Nah, I'm a human. Anyway, so I said no more projects, but, well, you know how it goes. If you watch one of my previous videos, there was a skull here. Well, I decided to do something with that. And my wife, Jamie, she is doing her first corpsing of a skeleton. Say hi to YouTube.
Hi.
And so there's my skull. I just sort of patined it with a little bit of wood penetrating wood finish Minwax there, and just kind of aged it down a wee bit. Still kind of wet. It's now tacky. Anyway, so this is Jamie's first corpsing. I'm coaching her a little bit, but not much. Just want to see what she does with it. This is with an older style. It's not really a stay in pose, but it's kind of what the stay in poses kind of became eventually. So its head's a bit bigger than the rest of its body. And so you can see Jamie's using the heat gun just to shrink wrap the drop cloth, plastic drop cloth, onto the skeleton, and you can see how it kind of shrinks as it goes and then immediately sticks on. Again, Stiltbeast Studios, look up his videos. He does a very good tutorial on this. He uses a different staining thing. He uses a leather gel stain, which is probably a better thing to use, but I don't have any of that, so I just use what I have in my cupboard, proverbially speaking. And so what she is doing here is she is basically wrapping the whole critter, not really leaving any exposed bone, but that's okay. This just means that this one is not in quite as heavily of a decomposed state as, you know, another skeleton might be. So there it is, and you can see it shrink wrapping away as it goes on, and that's what gives you this nice sort of sinewy kind of thing. And if you want it to pull away to expose bone, you just heat it longer and it starts separating away. And sometimes it can take a little while, but you get these nice little flaps almost. And that ends up looking like deteriorating skin. Now, if you want to get really complex, okay, this is just skin, what happened to all the organs and all that kind of stuff? Well, let's just assume the sucker's bled out or something. But anyway, we'll be back. On the skull, you can see the difference. This is the color that it came in. This sort of, you know, very sort of yellowy cream color. And then with the stain, we get this darker color, and the stain also very nicely highlights all the little cracks and such. So it really does bring out, makes it look more skeleton-y, if that's a word. I don't think that's a word, but I thought that's kind of interesting. I'll now go through with my paint, and, or not my paint, but my little brush here, and do the insides as well. I just kind of put on a thick layer of it and then sort of patina it off with a simple little piece of cloth, or this is actually just a paper towel. Well, now the chest is getting done, head is wrapped, more loose ends, just pick them up and heat them down, and they all tack together nicely. I'm going to get out of her way as she creates. Alright, so.
Yay!
Yay, okay.
First corpse.
First corpse.
Somewhat corpsed.
Now we have not done any tanning to them or anything, but you know, you can see how the plastic pulls back away from the bone. And you can see my finger through the skin there. And that'll end up looking pretty good. Really jazzes up what is otherwise a mediocre skeleton. Should end up looking pretty good there. There we go. So we'll do a little more taping when we get some tanning on them. It, her, whatever.
Him.
So what are we doing now, Jamie?
We're staining.
Staining. Gotta use a little more on the brush there. And see how the stain gets underneath all the ridges, and that really highlights what now is starting to look like sort of sinews and pulled back skin. And we're just painting around the pulled out sections where the plastic, or skin if you like, you know, pulled away to expose the skeleton underneath. And basically we're just going to do this one side, and let it dry up some, and we'll hit the other side some other point in time, but this kind of gives you an idea. And after this we'll take some light tan and go right on top of the real ridgy bits to highlight them even more. But that's, you know, subtlety work that you don't really need to do if you're not too concerned about, you know, hyper detailing. This starts looking pretty good. That looks like a stretched out back skin. So these stains give a real nice translucent effect. So you can still see, you know, the back spine and such like that. So, feeling pretty good about this, Jamie?
Yes.
Okay, cool.